Not yet. Okay, other people see, here we are. Here we are. Okay, let me see this one. It's always delayed on Facebook, so. Okay, we seem to be live, so welcome, Sean, and I will introduce everybody to Sean in just a moment. I'm just checking to make sure we're all okay and everyone can see us, hear us. Yay, we've got people on. Leah Steele was first, of course. So good. They've moved.
She's just right over there somewhere.
I know, right? She's watching you from all places right now.
Yeah.
How beautiful. I think they've moved the meeting so they could come and watch you. That's awesome. So cool. Okay, so I think we've got the volume and everything right. And okay, so something, first of all, I want to welcome everybody and thank you. And our very first interview today, which was divinely led, and the divine did say to me, we begin with the creator. Okay, so Sean Barnett is that creator energy. He has come with that energy within him, is that first and foremost, and then to represent that divine energy. And then he was created as a being to be able to teach and share that with the world and activate the beings on this planet. So each one of us came with a divine energy, including you, each one of you, right? So it's not that one of us is more special than the other. We are all gods. We are all that, right? And so I'm so honored to reveal the gods to you, the gods that have put their hands up and said, yes, I want to know, I want to remember, because you already have it within you, but remember the energy that I came with and what I am here to be and do and activate. It just confirms who you are, because you've always known that inside of you. So these gods are the new earth divine leaders that are here to provide direction, guidance, and healing for you and our world, especially right now when everything is crumbling, everything is being dismantled, right? And so right now, like, many people do not know where to turn to, and these gods are divinely chosen for them to, to lead, and each one brings a remembrance of who you be. And so when we watch and you hear them speak, it is actually their energy pouring through them. It is their energy, the divine energy, that is being activated. As when you're around these beings, you are being activated. With me, that you'll begin to, the divine will be able to be activated within you. With Sean, it'll be that creator energy, creator that creates universes and worlds and everything and beings, and everything that you see is that creator energy. And when you are with him, you experience that through deep, like a creator is my experience with the creator is actually very deep love, love for humanity, love for earth, love for everything that exists, and also smackdown of truth. God creator doesn't have beliefs. So it loves, it's the full force of love, more than you can ever imagine, and then bang with the truth, and that's how we awaken. So I am here. Many of you may already know him. He's incredible. I have an honor to know him, his wife, everything, and have stayed in Bali with them too. So
right here.
yeah, I got to experience that and just the beautiful being that he is. And also when you listen to him, a lot of people sometimes are taken aback, because sometimes when he needs to learn the truth, it's there, but that's what moves you, that's what awakens you. If there's anything uncomfortable, that's what shifts you into the awakening and also the remembrance. And so today he will activate that creator energy in you. So Sean, thank you for joining us today. And I know that you may have something to say or whatever, but at any stage Sean will be in his presence, and then the magic will flow out of him. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So yeah, I'd say as we're getting started here, let's just take a quick second and take a deep breath and come into the present moment and set whatever intention. For me, it's that the divine truth of who I am will come through me in a way that is digestible to the audience. And that's the intention that I'm setting as I enter this space. And if you have an intention to set, and we'll be getting into this and the importance of intention and the role of intention in creation, but go ahead and state that, Maria.
Yeah, so, well, my intention is to really fully dive into the full-blown creator energy that you are. I know what that means to us, to the world. And today we are raising the planet with your energy, and it's being activated in beings and everything. So yeah, my intention is to fully experience who you be. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I could get started and then just jump in with any questions. And you know, as I've mused about this moment, and after you invited me, I think for me, the place to start is that in the beginning is the Word. So in the beginning of all creation is the Word, and the Word is God. And since I was probably 17 years old, I've been fascinated in words. And as I started to dive into ritualistic magic and the esoteric world and the mystical, I became fascinated by words. And a lot of humans are awakening to this term spelling. And they've thought, well, what's magic? And what's the purpose of magic? Is magic to manifest? Is magic to create? I believe it is. And how do we cast magic? Through spells. And what do we spell? We spell words. That's why it's called spelling. And so the role of language and the role of words is the foundation of creation. And when I don't think it really matters, and we'll get into matter, whether we're talking about religion or spirituality, or what is this understanding of the divine, of God, and then where's this energy of creator within that. But my understanding of God is that it is the great I am. And so it all starts, any search for God, search for truth, search for abilities, search for, it all starts in who am I? I am. That my outside world comes and goes, my inside world comes and goes, but there's always this observer that never goes anywhere, that cannot go anywhere. Where could I go? Always I am. No matter what passes through, and whether it's emotions or thoughts or circumstances or people or anything, I am not my body. I am not my experiences. I am not the inner world or the outer world. That's always changing.
Yeah.
What never changes? I am who I am.
Can I just,
and this, yeah,
with the observer, that is such a beautiful, the way, like I say, intimately know God, the divine, and it's just like, it's that observer that people forget, that part of themselves that is the observer, that is God, just watching, seeing, experiencing it all, like, and that is
right.
That is that state, that I am state, where you're not inside or outside or whatever. It's like you're observing it all. That's where the magic appears. That's where your greatness.
Yeah, it's awareness. When I open my eyes, the world appears within my awareness. Then I am not in the world, but the world is within my awareness. And when awareness itself looks at itself from the first person, it refers to itself as I am. That is how awareness that is the way that awareness refers to itself in the first person. I am this great awareness that is all. And every person has been blessed with this sense of I am. We all know that when we come, whether it's inward, when I close my eyes, the inner universe is revealed. And when I open my eyes, the outer. But it is in my awareness. And so the first person view of God, whatever you want to call it, is the I amness of things. And we all have this unique ability to look at at I am from a second person perspective, looking at it from a second perspective, and that it would be called isness. And that's where I will refer to myself as me, or to you, and refer to you as you are. That is the isness, but that is still the divine looking at itself from the second person, not from the initial or first person, which is I am. And when I look at I am and wonder, where can I go? Where can I go? Here, always here, nowhere else. There's nowhere else I can go but here. And when can I go? When can I go somewhere? Only now, nowhere but now. So I and here and now are synonyms. And this is where this discussion starts as we go into creator. And of course, I am all of it, right? So I love in ceremonial magic or mysticism, the tarot. And we have the major arcana, which is a nice way, I think, a useful tool to examine the archetypes that are in all of us, that are the simplified form of various energies within us all. And, often I embody the fool or the empress or the tower, of destruction, right? But what you helped me remember, and I love that word, and you use this, remember, but Maria, and through your special gift, you reminded me, and all is mind. Everything that takes place in awareness takes place in mind. So for all intents and purposes, all is mind. So you reminded me and helped me remember. To remember is to become a part of me again, where it was once forgotten. And so this remembrance, to make it a member of me again, of the creator, has been such a blessing. And so before I go in any further into creator, let me offer my greatest honor of gratitude to you, Maria, for allowing me or guiding me into the remembrance of the creator energy, which I think will be the next place we go in this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was such an honor to reveal that to you. And when I did, it was just like, it was that remembrance I could see inside of you. And it was just like, and you'd say to me, this is the best thing like I've ever heard, and I know it already.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was
just to remember.
Yes, yeah. So can I ask you, and we'll go on to creator, is and which is what you're explaining now, but what did that confirmation of that, what did that give you, and how to share your message and everything? How did that confirm?
Well, I think so. It seems the great battle of mind is, or maybe some would call it the great battle of between heaven and hell, good and evil, what is not, is this we've all been programmed with schema since the minute we came onto this earth. And when we entered this life, with these gifts to give to the world, there's this great paradox in that when we come into this particular reality, we're helpless. And so we rely on our parents and these other people for survival. And so the first, certainly the first 7 years of our lives, everything is influenced by program. And then seems that the rest of our life is to sort of sort out which is program and which is awareness, which comes from the source of I am, the source of who I am, the source of divinity or God. It's inseparable, this I am, and that's why I started with that. And in order to, what was the question you just asked me, like, what was the big realization, is that through the programming, I was programmed for 50 years to, how dare I be so bold as to be a God, to be, and certainly of all gods, the creator. Yet, anyone who has ever searched for God knows that God can only be found in the I am. And so, of course, why not? Why wouldn't it be found there? Why isn't that the place to find God, in the I am? And why wouldn't the creator be in the I am? And so this sort of final piece of letting go of that shame or guilt of programming and schema, how dare I be I am? You allowed me to, or I don't know, allowed is the proper terminology, sparked a remembrance, of, reminded me of who I am.
And so, we did not know each other back then. We'd never spoken.
That was when we first met.
Yeah, so that was the first moment that we had ever spoken or met or anything. And
that's incredible.
And as I've got to know you and my relationship with Creator, and it's just like, oh my gosh, now that I know you, it's like, of course he's Creator. You know what I mean? You have all qualities of what I experience in Creator. And also what came out is that your purpose is to awaken, is to awaken the beings to their truth, to awaken humanity, right? And it's and how to do that, and to share this knowledge that lives within you with the world. So you came to shift the world, because enough is enough, and you came, and that's when you share, and you always from love for humanity, but you share with these deep truths. And some people don't like that, but it's the truth. It's like creative have beliefs like, like we have all these beliefs. You're just straight. This is what it is. This is what. Even when you spoke just now and shared with us, like boom, 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 boom. Like I want to keep screaming, amen, 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 because it's just like one truth after the other. Like it's like revelation after revelation after revelation for me when I hear you speak. It's just like, I just sort of scream out every 2 seconds, every truth bomb drop. So it's so beautiful. So yes, continue and tell us about.
And as we touch on that word truth, it's a word that, of course, everybody's entitled to their own interpretation of anything. We can, make up whatever we want. We can put any meaning to anything we want. So when I'm referring to truth, I have a working definition, and my experience is that I cannot be a master of anything unless I can articulate it in a simple form. And so the simplest way I have found to refer to truth and to keep it from being convoluted, we hear a lot of times people say, well, my truth, or my this and that, or their truth, or that. Generally, I think that people using a qualifier before truth really are talking about opinion, perspective, viewpoint, belief, and truth isn't concerned with belief at all. That right in the center of belief is a big LIE, a big lie, and so the working definition I use around truth is that truth is simply what has happened. And so truth is the divine recognizing itself from the second person. In other words, it's the isness, right? So truth is what is. Isness is divinity recognizing itself through the second person. And so truth is what has happened or is happening right now. And again, we know that now, here, I am are synonyms. We are talking about the same thing. And that's when we're referring to truth, that's what I'm talking about when I use that terminology. So that would be a foundational brick into understanding as we move forward into creation. And of course, that's why I prefaced this entire conversation with that I have this affinity for words. In the beginning is the word. The word is the building block of all creation. And so if we don't understand, if we don't stand under the words and really be able to see the meaning from underneath of these words, then cluelessness ensues, you know. So I think that we must understand principles meaning first things first. And so a foundation of truth is understanding what is truth. It's the isness, which isness is just divinity seeing itself through the second person. So
so and that's your mission, you know, your purpose is to awaken the beings to truth, and your mission is how to bring that purpose through. And I remember the divine saying, share your messages, share it with your full-blown love. You get to express the love out into the world because you are because you are, and you created it all. Like, you have that vision inside of you. Like, I want people to understand, as that energy, he understands creation itself. Like, he understands, like, you know, some of us are beings and we all have our gifts, and that gets to be awakened, and I have my gifts and whatever, but we all get to understand a certain working in our world. But when you hear Sean speak, it is that creator. Like, he can't, like, you can't even pretend to be something else. It's just that an understanding of creation, an understanding of creator, and the you know, the meaning behind things.
Well, let's get into it then. What is creation? What is it to create? What does that even mean? What is a creative force? What are we talking about when you talk about to create? To create means to bring forth. To create means to make manifest. To create, the ultimate creation is the child. The child is, what has become, what is manifest, what is now. So we can say that the child is truth. To bring forth truth is the ultimate role of creation. So what is creation? And there's a saying, right? As above, so below. So what the laws of the microcosm are reflected in the macrocosm. So if something occurs in one area of life, it occurs in all areas of life. It's inseparable. Laws don't give a shit about your opinion or your perspective or your viewpoint. They are just what is. So a law is if something is created in one area, then it's created in all areas. So the simplest form, I think, to put this into perspective for the audience is to go, how was I created in this reality, in this world, right? So there was a mother and there was a father, and the mother and the father came together in a union to produce the child. And so we can deduce from that all creation comes from the union of the masculine and the feminine. And that's what it's all about. And so without the masculine and the feminine coming together in union, there is no creation. So another way, I think, to put of what you saw in me is that for some reason I've come to this planet with this union of masculine and feminine, and those who only see me from the outside or hear me or feel that sort of that Thor energy that you talked about that comes out of me. Often I may be, someone may perceive that I'm extremely masculine, but anyone who really knows me would say, well, man, I don't know, maybe he's even more feminine than you know. I think my wife, if someone were to interview her authentically and honestly, she would say, no, he's a very feminine, you know, oriented human. But the truth is, we are all a union of masculine and feminine, every one of us. And so certainly looks can be deceiving, but let's look at that. What is masculine and what is feminine? And that's key and foundational to understanding creation. So you'll hear me in all my writings, basically, I will refer to three principles: truth, which is the child, what is; love, which is the feminine or the mother, the matter of things; and will, which is the masculine, the pattern, the father. So father, what is the word father? The word father comes from the word paternal. So your paternal line of who you are, of the child that you are, who you be, who you is, who you are, I am. The paternal line comes from paternal, meaning father. And we look at the other word. What other word is that same paternal in? Pattern. So the patterns of your thoughts, the patterns of your actions, the patterns of your deeds, this is your will. Now, you can operate out of true will, or you can operate out of the program's will. Either way, that's what is entered. Your will is what is entered. The patterns are what is entered. The patterns are what show up, erect, and enter and penetrate the matter or the maternal. And so to understand what is the mother is the maternal line. You have a paternal line and a paternal line and a maternal line. The paternal line is the patterns of thought, how you enter. The maternal line is the matter of things. Okay, so generally in indigenous cultures, a lot of times turn to the sun or father sky, the sun to look at the paternal or the enter. The sun penetrates into our atmosphere, and we look at the earth or the moon, the mystery, the womb of creation, right? Where is creation? It's in the womb, the mysterious, the unknown, right? So the paternal is the known, the paternal, my will. If I get to the source of who I am, there is a will that springs forth from that life itself. And it enters, it is knowing, I know. When I know, when I have belief, in the Bible, they would call creation is that somebody knew somebody. You maybe made the joke, oh, I knew them in biblical sense. To know something is to impregnate it. So to have the vision or the will to do something, that is the impregnation of the matter of things. And what is matter? There is no separation between the matter that you imagine you see on the outside and the matter of the subconscious mind, the subconscious or unconscious or unknown or the womb of all creation. If a person can come to realize with their real eyes that matter, the mother, the womb, the void, the ether, matter itself is the mother. And the mother is love. And matter is love. And the pattern or the penetrating will impregnates the matter. And whether I allow the will of who I am to impregnate the matter, or I allow the will of the program, the only thing that matters is what matters, what child is born. So my choice, what is the child, what is. So if what is I'm depressed and apathetic and doing jack shit with my life and watching TV all day and allowing the program to impregnate the matter, I am at zero. I am off. I do not matter. My life does not matter unless it is through will, the true will of who I am. And so the seeking of who I am is the quest for the Holy Grail. Because in who I am is the will. And when I know the will, it impregnates the matter. And the only thing that matters is what is. And this is creation. Creation is the will coming into union with love. It is the pattern the patterns of my thought, the patterns of my action in union with matter to materialize, to create what is. And that is creation. And I think the piece that if I could impart to people is to truly consider and fervently seek whether or not it is true that the subconscious mind is matter itself. And when I realized that, then I'm much more methodical, thoughtful, careful of what patterns am I impregnating the matter with? What thoughts am I allowing? My thoughts will generally be the result of the data that I put in. And the greatest data I can find is in who am I? And so all of my prayers and meditations and rituals always return to source. Who am I? And what is it that is dying to be born? Because the end is the beginning, the alpha is the omega. And so what is dying to come out, to be born? And in there is my will. And this is the importance of honoring will. You know, do thy will is the whole of the law. You know, even in the deepest Christian prayer is thy will be done. Who is thy? Thy is I am. I am is thy. So where is thy will to be found? In the wellspring of who I am. And what more than to deliver that to the matter, to make things matter. That's the only thing that does matter. Is that I deliver who I am. And that is truth, love, will.
Yeah.
And where freedom comes in and where choice comes in is basically it's all binary. If we understand, just like a computer screen, it's all ones and zeros. It's on and off. Either it all matters or none of it matters. So the choice is, do I impregnate matter on, in touch with the source of who I am, or off, running the program, running the fucking program, allowing the fucking program to animate me. What is an animated individual? Somebody else pulling the fucking strings of the puppet. Those that are in the program are fucking off, zero, irrelevant, do not matter. And this is of highest importance, is that we matter, because everyone does matter. As long as they are on, living, and presenting, who am I? Who are you? Deliver that. And it's as simple as that. That is on, ones and zeros. That's all it is. All the patterns are made of ones and zeros, on and off. One, all, or none, off.
Oh my gosh, you're passionate. I just feel like we've all been impregnated and activated with the will, not even our will. Like, you listen to that and you're going to want to like really look at yourself and who am I, and really connect to that. But I just feel like we've been activated and, like I said, impregnated with the will of Creator. That's what I feel inside.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like you speaking that way and your energy coming through us, and those words, because like you say, the word is everything, and those exact words have just impregnated and like activated our will of Creator inside of us. And you cannot, like, this is something you want to go over and watch again and again and again, and receive what Sean has just, or Creator has just delivered to us. Because like, I am like, every cell inside of my body is like screaming out. Like, it's just
on.
Alive. Yes, that's what it is.
It's important to look at these things. This is where numerology and understanding of numbers and mathematics is so important. yes, it's all one, right? And there's only one, there's only on, there's only all is mind, it's only one. However, there's also duality. That is the masculine presence. That's that there's one and zero, right? And the backdrop of all of this is, you know, you have the pattern and the matter, you have the masculine and the feminine. But this particular reality is 3D. Yeah. And that's the Trinity. And it doesn't become 3D until you understand the role of all three, which is father, mother, child, will, love, truth. You know, what is coming out of me, the action, then the love, what is the ether, the void, and then the manifestation. Yeah. And without the actual courageous action, and that's the thing, the universe could give a fuck about your feelings or your thoughts or your intentions, all that shit, until you take courageous action. And that's this 3D world that we're in. It takes that courageous action. And so the search for where does that come from and where is the source of that? And then the actual manifestation to create the union of will and love and to make happen, that takes through courageous action. That is the actual union of it. You know, the masculine must enter the feminine through action, and through that passion and love becoming in union is the child. And we can create children of abomination, you know, by allowing the low vibe frequency of our patterns, right? That's just like putting just sick semen into the womb, you know, to put the patterns of hate and fear and anxiety and all of that. And so how do we cross out of that? Always through courage. Courage is the gateway. There's a gateway into hell, and the gateway to hell is through the doorway of pride, and everything from anger, grief, fear, apathy, guilt, shame, all of that shit is on the other doorway of pride. And everything of value, peace, love, joy, togetherness, reason, oneness, all pass through the door of courage. And so each moment, that's the switch, if you will, between 1 and 0, right? Do I face my fear? Do I face my anger? Do I look it in the eyes and then have courage to find the love for the lower vibrating frequencies of myself, and bring those back into the source of who I am, to have that frequency raised, you know, this term frequency. I encourage people, the line of frequency, the solid line, what never changes, I am. So frequency is how often am I in touch with who I am. If I am in low frequency, if I'm in shame, I'm in a low vibrating frequency. Here is who I am, and I'm going like this. It's a low frequency. So I am infrequently with who I am. Whereas a high frequency goes, I'm very frequently in touch with who I am.
And it's when
you raise my
vibe, right?
Yes, that's high vibes. We're in vibrational frequency. We are more frequently in touch with who I am, which is God itself.
Oh my God, I fucking love you. It is amazing. It is so, my whole body, my head, everything is just like, and I hear you speak, and this is the energy that the divine says, like when I gave this to you, or reminded you that you are creator, you are that energy, because we are all energies on this planet, and then we're created as beings, but we're all here to represent that. Imagine if you knew this about yourself. Like, imagine if each one of us knew that about ourselves. But even if you don't know that, like, what Sean has given you right now is permission for you to be all of that, to be all fully divine, fully, like, I love how you explain that about the child, where it's, what child are we creating? What child are we creating? Like, what are we feeding? into, like, and right now, like, please, like, go, you know, seek Sean, listen to his messages. He's got thousands of videos that he shares like this every time. Like, I go crazy in the comments because I can't keep up.
Not every time. Sometimes I go nuts, and sometimes I think some of those lower vibing demons just have to be expressed, you know.
But it's like God says, it's what you're a stand for humanity, and you will not look out and see that is not of us. That is a low frequency. That isn't. So anything that's a low frequency, it's a fucking lie of yourself.
Yeah.
It's the I am. It's below us.
It's more and more distant from who I am.
Exactly. And you are like a universal law. You are creator, all set up like this, and anything, like, you don't give a shit about that or who you're going to offend or whatever. You are here for a stand for humanity, for all of creation, what is going to work. And you have the answers in this video right now. Like, you can watch this over and over and over, and it is a transmission. Like, invite people to come and see Sean, because, like, I'm still blown.
And I encourage anyone to, you know, my sort of the way I view anything is take what resonates, discard what doesn't, and then add who you are to this. There's, you know, and I encourage people, if this hits and then later there's something that comes out of you and you want to share it, and it's like, oh, but am I stealing that from what Sean said or whatever? Fuck that. Yeah. Take what's useful, discard what's useless, and add what's you, and present it back into the world.
Yeah.
You know, all of this, it's, we are all just different reflections of who I am, of the great I am. It is all one. It is all dual. It is all, you know, a triad, right? It is all the divine trinity. It all is mind. And you are the creator of your play. You are the projection machine projecting this whole world onto the matter. And what you see on the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. What is above is so below, and vice versa. You know?
I love that you say that to the people. Go out and share. Like, right now, we need more people awakened, and for this message to go out. But it's the same message that when I gave you your life purpose, like, it said, just go all out. Like the divine was saying to Sean, just go all out, share all the things, whatever comes up, share it out there. People are fascinated by the way you think. You've got to know this. People are fascinated by the way I am. I'm fascinated about the stuff that comes out, the way it comes out of him. So of course, and God said, of course, it's forward thinking, and more than what they have been used to up until now. But that's exciting. Of course, you are awakening them as you do. Do more of that. Do more of that, right?
So how I would say that then, when you were asking, you know, how do we instill this into the audience, right? It is in this word, the word art. Okay, so what you're witnessing is I am articulating my views, and I become more articulate the more I practice. And this is my art. This is one of my arts. I also am artful in writing. But the more I practice, the better I get at it. But whatever your art, is it painting? Is it singing? Is it a musical instrument? There's that saying, who art thou? Who art thou? That is the quest for the Holy Grail, the quest of who I am. And how one expresses, how they express that art. The art is who you are. Expressing the art in whatever form, whatever medium you were blessed with, that is the way to express it. It doesn't, I encourage nobody try to be me. Nobody try to emulate or copy me. There's only one of me, you know, but who art thou? You know, and that will be expressed in your art, whether it's spoken word or song or dance or whatever, service or whatever. Anything can be done artfully. We can wash the dishes artfully. We can garden artfully. You know, that's how to express it, is in the art. That's the you know, so.
And we bring out, and like you said, washing the dishes or doing whatever, anything you do, you bring that energy. You always had this creator energy through your life. And it's a filter that you saw the world through. So each one of us bring an energy. And and to everything that we do, but it's a filter. And we all think everybody sees the world the way I do, and we don't. We all have our own way of seeing the world. Like, sure, some of them, you know, have been, tampered with beliefs and things that don't serve us, but we still have, we either see it through the eyes of love, we see it through whatever it is, a divine energy that you have right now. And that's how you're seeing the world, and that's how you're creating and moving through this world. And each one of us do. Sean's happens to be creator, and you can see that coming out of him. You can see that aliveness inside of him, and whatever, as his words speak, like he's creating universes for us. He creates that.
Right next to the word is the word weird, and weird comes from a Scottish word, W-Y-R-D, and that word weird has been demonized by those who wish to download the program. Your upstream providers, they want to demonize weird, and it is important for all of us to know our weirdness. Weird, W-Y-R-D. This is the essence of creation. Okay, so from the creator, weird actually means to manifest one's destiny. That is the actual root of the word weird. And when you look at that and go, wow, so my weirdness, what makes me unique, that is my value. Yeah. That is what makes me of intrinsic value. Not all the things that we can do that are the same, not all the 99.8% of all humanity that can do the same shit, that we can shovel and dig a hole or make a lasagna or rant and rave or do whatever. It's, where am I different? That little piece. And no matter, all of us, as far as we know, every human that ever walked this planet has a different thumbprint. And what makes that thumbprint different is your genius. It is the uniqueness. So to find the weirdness, to let that out, to honor that, that is of the highest value, your uniqueness in each person. So that makes you different is what must be expressed into this world, is what we are all waiting for. It is what we are all, the gift in each individual coming together as a whole is the journey we're on.
Yes.
It is what's going on right now. It is how to turn the light switch on.
We came to self-realize and remember who we be, and it is that I am, right? And so we are all divine, but like your genius is in your divine energy. It's in that, and that reveals your purpose, everything. And each one of us, like God did not fuck up any of us, or didn't make one great person, one great Jesus, and then fucked up the rest of us. That didn't happen. We all are divine, and we are all part of the divine in each one of us. I feel like there's some people that think, what if, like, he has this great energy, like, what if I don't have that? We all have that. It's just you're here to remember that. And the more, like Sean said, the more we tap into that, that is when our world works. That is when we are creating. That's when the right energy is going out there. And then nobody can come with a low vibration and say, oh, hey, we've created this, or we're doing this. We're like, no, we are the source of our world. We are creators. We are what we're putting out. We are creating the child. But in the same form, we have consciously, collectively, we have created those children, right? We have created, as
that's it.
And so we have to.
And we don't need another Sean. You know what I mean? What would the world be like if everybody was walking around with my kind of energy? We need those soft and loving and soft spoken and thoughtful and don't blurt everything out. We need all of us. We need all of us. There's just that intrinsic. If there's anything I'd want the audience to know, is that you are so loved and so important and have intrinsic value, meaning there is nothing that can lower your value. And your value is unique to this planet, and it is where you are different than any other life that there is. And so
I love everything you shared. I think we're just gonna wrap it up now because I just feel on such a high.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
go out into the world like this. And yes, please share Sean with everyone, because that energy, that reminder. So when we're in our energies, we remind each other of who we be. We activate each other. So it's an energy transmission all the time. So I transmit something to him. I remind him of who he was, and forevermore he's transmitting and just like blowing my mind all the time. Like it's an energy transmission when we are in our greatness, right? But it's the most natural thing for us. It's the most natural thing.
Yeah.
So I invite you to, watch the replay again and again and again. I know I will, because this has been an activation inside of us to activate that creator energy, and all your cells will be lit up. And remember the power that we bring, that I am that we are, that I am that lives within us. And
that was the blessing. That was the blessing of God, is to give all of us that sense of who I am. And that,
I love you so much. Thank you so much.
I love you too.
And kicking this off, because I just think, of course, you are the person to kick this off. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you for everyone that's.
You're welcome.
Yes, love you, love everybody.
Blessings. As always, truth, love, will, and freedom. Woo!
Love you. Thank you. Bye.